strange, and somehow I got 3 separate audio recordings into one recording, and so it was like there was 3 people talking at one time, and it was insane, and I couldn't get it. I couldn't figure out how to separate it. They all got saved as one file or something, and I must say I spent many hours trying to figure it out, and I did not. So the next thing was I did a voiceover, and I was quite happy with the voiceover, I must say. And as I was editing it and putting it through the little software thingamajig and condensing it, I guess 51 minutes was a long condensing, and it freaked out and shut down, and it did autosave, but it autosaved without sound. So that's what happened there. So here is my 3rd attempt, and I think this time I will cut it in 2 pieces, so wish me luck. Nomi's feet are super cold right here. Super, super cold. And I'm warming them up by squeezing them. So that is lavender oil that I put a few drops of lavender oil in the coconut oil. Lavender oil is not only smells good, but it's nice for the senses to sort of relax you and the person being massaged, and it has that sort of soothing effect. And this is the coconut oil that I used, and I warmed it up a little bit and put the lavender drops in the warm coconut oil, and that is what I will be using on Nomi. I did not mention that Nomi was so sweet to have painted her nails before this video, and unfortunately her nail polish was not yet dry, so that is why it looks like that. I didn't totally notice until a little bit later, because I felt it on my hand and something felt a little strange on her toes, but I do realize it during this video. Oh, there, I am noticing it. Oh yeah. Nomi was so kind as to take off the nail polish, and I took off the nail polish from my hand, and there's still a little bit of nail polish, but not too much, just sort of in the corners of her toes. So I am warming up Nomi's feet by giving them a nice squeeze, get the blood circulating. a certain extent, and not sharp calluses that could cut. That's helpful for the person giving the massage. It's very helpful. So it doesn't need to be perfect, but it also, a lot of people come in right after they work out, and that's just sweat. That's a really nice feeling to work out and then get a massage. So that is not gross to have sweat on you or feel kind of stinky from working out. That is perfectly fine. The sort of smell I would be referring to would be that smell, that ever so potent smell of a cheesiness that has been there for some time, enough time to grow bacteria to cause the smell of cheese. That should really be washed away before getting a massage, because that sort of smell also lingers in the room after the person has left, and nobody wants to go into a massage room that smells like that, or smells like some sort of disinfectant spray. So that's when you bring person right there, usually sitting where people walk by and stuff. But you could go into other places. They might have a little other, if you don't want to be right out there. I'm sure you could go inside, but massage therapists, they love for you to do your own thing. I mean, of course, there's some massage therapists that will talk and want to talk and all that sort of thing, but if you're somebody that wants to talk think she's on her phone listening to music. I changed to this angle. Did I tell you already? I just changed to it without planning ahead. That is why you see the lovely light umbrella in the background. So yes, this can cause someone great relief. The more you warm up the tissue, the more you'll begin to feel the tissue relax, and if you're doing it correctly, you will begin to feel the tissue turn into what feels like melted butter. Using your knuckle is very helpful and takes the strain out of your thumb, and you could get more force with a knuckle usually, and it doesn't tire your hands out as much. So using the knuckle is great, especially on the feet. I try to do this as much as possible when I'm working on people to save my thumb. And you can get quite deep. It's so nice to have the wind blowing like this. It's quite eerie. It's wonderful. I put out some lights on my balcony. They're pink and they're flickering, and it's really nice to hear the wind and see the flickering lights, and the cats go absolutely mad and they love it. So don't forget to pay much attention to the neglected heel. The heel is an area that's quite tough, and when it is being worked on, it feels just absolutely amazing. And there's so many different ways to work on the heel. Like if Nomi was prone, if she was facing down on her stomach, there's many ways to work the back of the foot that is easier than how she is now. But the heel is not to be ignored. The heel might be very calloused, but calluses are harmless if they are not sharp. They are okay. And just add more lotion or oil and soften them up. Using your whole fist will also save your fingers and give more force and support for you. snoring because I'm snoring if I'm on my back. This move right here with the fingers just going on the top of the feet and just feeling all the bones and ligaments and the hard bony structures and just going over them feels very, very nice and invigorating. Just this one simple move of just squeezing a foot up towards you, squeezing up towards you. Such relief. Very nice. Get each toe and pull it gently. Some people like to have their toes cracked. It just feels very nice and relieving. Where you just pull the toe and it gives a nice little crack. You pull the toe and it gives a nice little crack. You pull the toe and it gives a nice little crack. You pull the toe and it gives a nice little crack. Pulling the leg for a nice sustained amount of time feels asleep. That's amazing. And also, at the back of the neck, if you were, say, lying down, face down, and you're getting a massage, and you get a nice little pull on the neck, and the hands go through the hair, it sends all of these little tingles down the back and down the arms, and on the very tip of the head, just like bring tingles. I love that. I love getting that, and I love giving that. And I could see when I give it because of all the little goosebumps. Not all clients will get it though, but the ones that do, you will see many goosebumps all over the back and all over the arms, and you could feel the person go into a deeper state of relaxation. But it's interesting that it doesn't affect all people that way. When I get my arms even rubbed very lightly while I'm getting a massage, that'll send brain tingles. Like, it'll flood my brain with tingles. Massage really does it, but it's a certain touch of massage, and my head will be so flooded with tingles. It's just like the most intense ASMR. I just love it. balls of the feet, where you want to give more attention to. And this one feels just great right there on the top, getting to where the toes meet. Just in that, well, the whole area feels really great. Where the toes, at the base of the toes, massaging that area and getting in there with your thumb or the balls of the tips of your fingers. There's a lot of tension, you'd be surprised, in that area. And in the ankle, it's one of those areas where when you're getting it done, you think, oh my gosh, I have so much going on in there I didn't even realize. So this is just a really basic Reiki move with the thumb. You don't really start all the way down there. You start like halfway and then go up. But I'm just doing a very simple move that has really great sedative effects. Just a little inchworm up the base of the foot is amazing. Feeling it sort of puts you in another sort of zone. I don't know, it's just like it hits you when you don't expect it, and then you find yourself snoring. And ending a massage, sometimes with very light strokes, can be wonderful as well. Some people like to end with that nice deportment up and down the body, where you're going like which is really nice and rejuvenating, but others like to have a nice soft touch that, stimulates the meditative part of their system, where they feel like they're in a nice dream. So I know some people with anxiety don't like deportment as much, but that's not the norm. It's just deportment can sometimes make someone feel a little nervous or kind of stimulate that anxiousness.